Well, one example of how HIV is directly affecting communities is that of the Turkana tribe in northern Kenya. Joining me now is Jonathan Pearce of the medical relief charity Merlin. He's just been out to the region for a weekend visit. Jonathan Pearce, thanks very much for coming in. Interesting, HIV rates I think are falling, aren't they, in Kenya as a whole, but not particularly and specifically in this tribe. Why is that?
That's right, that's the particular concern to us. There's a 2% increase in the Turkana region over the past year. The region has experienced a growth in transport links, partly because of a more peaceful situation in southern Sudan, which borders the region. So this has really enabled the spread of the disease through transport links, through urbanization. Now, the Turkana tribe are pastoralists, nomadic people, so they live across a very wide, remote area, but they come into the urban centres from time to time, usually to trade their livestock. This is where we believe the infection is coming into the tribe.
There is a culture, of course, of polygamy as well. Is your team welcomed into that tribe, and are they listening to what you have to say and responding accordingly?
It's a very tough task to raise awareness of the threat of HIV. I mean, Merlin has been running mobile outreach clinics for a couple of years now. And I have to say, when we first started, many of our teams were literally chased away from these communities. But now, 2 years later, we've seen there's a much wider acceptance of the risks. The community really is scared of this disease. We've recruited people from the Turkana tribe, and they are now actually doing the work, the awareness raising and the testing of people.
We saw some pictures a moment ago of body decoration involving perhaps, I think it's self-scarring, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is that another contributory factor to the spread of this as well?
Yeah, this is a particular concern amongst this tribe. Body decoration is very important to them, and it's usually performed using one unsterilised razor blade that can be shared amongst a group of people. So there's a very obvious risk there. And that's the sort of message we can get across quite easily, explaining the risks there and showing what simple measures can be done to use sterilised blades, for example.
So prevention, sterilisation of blades, but what about drugs as well? How much access are they getting to those?
Well, this is the real risk and the real threat to the tribe, because in order to take ARV treatment, you need a lot of monitoring and supervision. Because the Turkana people are fundamentally nomadic, it's almost impossible for someone to take ARV treatment and continue their traditional way of life. So we see that when people do become HIV positive, they take the test and they want to get proper treatment. Generally, they have to give up their way of life and move into the towns, and that really is, signalling a real threat and an end to a way of life which is very precious and very unique.